Okay guys, I just posted on Backyard Meat Rabbits on Facebook, and a bunch of people were asking questions about the fodder system with the barley. So I'm going to try to do a quick video. I'm going to move real quickly, so and if you guys have any questions after that, just let me know. I've got a rack. I bought some pans. These happen to be, they were like $5 a piece at Walmart. And I know a lot of people are just using cheaper pans they can buy at the dollar store. But this is what I could find. So I drilled some holes on one end to drain. And you can see I've got something that creates a bit of an angle here. So the idea is you distribute water into a pan and it goes downhill until it reaches the bottom pan and then drains into some sort of reservoir. I left the lid on this. This is about $8 at Walmart. Because I've got little ones and I don't want a little kid falling into it, so I just put some holes on top of it. And I used a pump with a filter bag in here. You can't really see it very well. I don't know. I made it probably higher tech than I needed to. All you really need is a watering can, and then about twice a day pour some water into the back one until it saturates the seeds and then kind of works its way down. I automated it and ran a tube up with a pump. I bought a timer that allows me to do minute increments up to 8 times a day. So currently I have it set for 3 times a day to run for about 3 minutes, which seems to be about the right amount of water. Somebody asked on there what the tube-like things were in the back. Well, the little tubes that come down, I couldn't figure out how to keep them straight, so I used some of the kids' number 2 pencils from school and some zip ties to get them in there, and I've got 3 each. Honestly, if I did this again and you were trying to be budget conscious, I probably wouldn't even do the pump system. I put this in my laundry room because it was really the only place in the house I could fit it. I don't have a lot of ambient light in here, so I installed for about 25 bucks a little full spectrum grow light in one of the kids' old lockers. If you can put it inside and keep it near a window, that and the ambient light from your lights above, from the research I've done, are plenty to provide enough light. I'm not putting any nutrients in the water. I might play with that just to see if it grows things quickly. This is day 6, and then basically just each day I'm doing a new pan. I've been experimenting with the depth. Some of my research says you have to worry about mold a little bit, so you don't want to be over a 1/2 inch deep. I wasn't sure if that was after you've soaked the seed or before it, so I'm playing with that a little bit, and I'll kind of let you know how that goes if I have time. I had something in my mind that I forgot about. I've got a bucket up here, which is what I'm using to soak the seed. And so you can see in here, this is soaked overnight. I have my routine in the morning, so they're soaking for 24 hours. From what I've read, you can just do 6 to 12 hours. You don't necessarily have to do it that long. So in theory, you could do 1 in the morning and 1 in the night if you wanted to. I have 8 pans. You should get to about 6 to 7 inches in about 7 to 9 days, and then you can pull the mat out, cut it up, and feed it to your rabbits or your chickens. The rabbits will eat about 3 to 5% of their weight per day. So what, a 10-pound doe would be about 1/3 of a pound. You can just kind of cut it up. You'll have to experiment with it, I'm sure. And so anyway, let me show you. I'm going to transition this soaked seed over to this pan, so follow me outside. And actually, let's go over here, Riley. My son has been gracious enough to film me here. So I've got an old colander here I bought. You probably don't have to do this. I actually have holes in the bottom of this bucket, which again, you probably don't need to do. In fact, I made my holes a little too big, so I've been losing some of the barley seeds in the bottom. Now on the barley, you want to use feed grade barley. It can be washed, but you don't want You don't want anything that's meant for, like, I mean, you'd spend a fortune for it. I mean, this is, you'll find for about $12 to $16 a bag. And the theory is about a pound of seed will turn into 6 to 7 pounds of food. My research on the economics of it are that it will reduce your feed costs by about 90%. So anyway, here we go. And since I lose some seeds through here, I pour this back through. Give it a little shake. And this was 2.25 pounds of seed that I weighed yesterday with my daughter. Make sure I get any extra water out of there. And then let's put it in the bottom here. Spread it around. .25. That looks pretty good. I could probably do a little bit more. So then this will go back in that system, which I can do in a little bit here. I pre-weighed some seed here, about 2.3 pounds, so about the same as that. And we're going to go ahead and rinse that. Welcome to our world. We have 7 children, so okay, you with me, Riley?
Oh yeah.
All right, so just giving this a good rinse.
Yeah?
Okay. What am I doing? Hey, Ronan. The kids are going off to see Santa here in a few minutes. Yeah, he says. Oh, I dripped on you. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, I'm going a million miles an hour here. Okay, now we need to soak that seed.
Whoa! Yeah.
You see that? Yeah. Okay, let's head inside here. I'm working with the theory that soaking it in warmer water will help it sprout quicker. I can't really substantiate that yet.
Yeah.
Come on, Ronan, you can come in here too, buddy. And from what I've read, you want to keep the ambient temperature in the room where you're growing between about 65 and 75. I'm not entirely sure I'm keeping it quite that high in the evenings, but things seem to be growing okay. So I've got some lukewarm water here. And I'm going to fill it up to a couple inches over the top of the barley seed. Now, I had a little bit of a hard time finding barley seed in my area. I went to a bunch of co-ops, and most of them just had barley that you would feed directly to the livestock that had all been treated with stuff. But I finally found a place locally where I can just buy the seed grade stuff, and it was a lot less expensive. Stuff that's been processed to be directly fed to livestock won't sprout, so that would not be good. So we should be just about getting there. Now, I think I mentioned something earlier about mold. And I'm not that worried about it because of the temperature we're doing this at right now, but I could see in the summer where if it gets real hot and moist, you could end up with some mold in the grow pans. So some people add a little bit of bleach to the water, but I also read that you can use white vinegar, about 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon. So I've been figuring by the time I fill this up, I'm getting about a gallon and a half in here. Let's head back outside. Here's my white vinegar. That was a generous teaspoon, as was that. Hi, Reveille. You want to come say hi? Doesn't she look beautiful? Reveille's my farmhand. Every morning she helps me with the chickens and the rabbits. Okay, so now, again, I'm also working on the theory that this will do better soaking inside too. So we're going full circle back into the fodder room. Now here's a little bucket I've been keeping the seed in here, you can see. And I'll put that back up there. That'll soak overnight, and in the morning I will put it back in the pan. And so again, to keep this inexpensive, I know a lot of people source their trays at the dollar store. I couldn't really find any that were big enough. Ronan's very interested in it. Do I see it? Yeah. You want to touch it? Okay, while you're filming him touching that, I'm going to go get the other pan and put it on here. Okay, so here's our pan. So holes on this side on this one, so got to put the holes on the back side on that one. Now on mine, I'm up against a wall, so I put a little plastic bag back there. Get your foot out of there, buddy. And that's it. If I missed anything, which could likely happen because I was going pretty quickly, then just post me a question. And this is the first video on urban farms, and hopefully there'll be many more given if I have the time. So all right, cool. Thanks, guys.